Welcome back, everybody. We're working today. Cab's coming together. AC heat units all put in. That's all done. And what I wanted to do next was put up the control unit up here. But by the time you put that in, you can't get your windshield in because you got to get the bolts that are back here, and it's going to be very difficult. So I said, let's go ahead and put the windshield in, and then we can put that in, and then we can put the side unit in, and blah, 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 blah. So that's the current conditions of today. Things are going smooth. I got my piece up in there, a few wrinkles in the back, but once we get this unit up there, I don't believe you'll see that. So once we put that unit up there in, should be all good to go. So that's what the goal is today, is I'm going to put the windshield in right now. Did not come with the holes drilled, so I drilled the holes, put me some gasket sealer around there, good stuff. And I already pre-drilled the holes. So what I did was I stuck the window on there, then drilled all the holes out. So it goes up. This goes on the outside. And she's got a fresh coat of paint on there, like a boss. So the bolts come through this way and thread into here. And I actually went through each one and tapped them all, just to make sure they're nice and clean. Everything will be nice and smooth. So that was the idea. I got all that done, all the holes are drilled, just got to set it in there. That's going to take a minute and a couple guys. So to get these holes lined up with those holes lined up with these holes. So that's the current condition of what's going on today. Things are looking good. So once I get this up, then I can throw them units in real quick. Throw the wiring, the connector between the two units in. Then I can actually throw the seat in. And then I could actually go ahead and start putting the new gaskets in for the window. I got all those. Put those all new gaskets in there, waiting for the windows. The windows, they got to get all tinted. So I actually got to clean them up today before I go home. I forget. I gotta get these cleaned up. These are all glass. So those are gonna get tinted, put them back in there. But like the old gasket, some of them are just ugly. Ugly. Even the door one too. This one was all busted up here. So got all new. I forgot I gotta get the new door trim on that too for the door. And then it should be good to go. Like I said, this is all put on here. She's all sealed up. All ready to go. Took that off, fixed that. Things are looking good. Things are looking just dandy. So it's not going to smell like it was before. One of the questions I had was, John, I don't understand why you're fixing up the inside and the outside still doesn't look good. Well, the reason that we are fixing up the inside and not the outside, well, the outside is just like the rest of the machine. The reason that we're fixing the inside is because Brian said, he had a good analogy, it smelled like cigarettes, mold, mildew, and pee is what it smelled like in here. We had to gut this thing out because it stunk bad. It's been sitting for years. So it was nasty. I mean, Brian wouldn't even, there was people here that wouldn't even clean it out. They usually don't, delegate work to younger people. If they don't want to do, we just do it. This was one of the things where people said, I am not going to work on that thing. I will not clean that thing out. So therefore, that's why it got the whole new interior, because it smelled bad. And there was this, when I pulled this off, this was full of, you name it, because the cab flips over backwards and everything that's on the floor ends up right here and then ends up in your air conditioning heating unit, and then it just makes a giant nasty mess. So that's why it got gutted completely. You could have never got that stench out of here, and you would have had people really, it stunk bad. Yeah, you get what I'm saying. It was a nasty it was yucky. So that's why she got gutted. That's why I'm not, the outside is what it is, but the inside was horrible, nasty. There was no way to get that smell out. So there ain't enough air fresheners in Michigan to get that smell out. So that's why it is what it is. But we'll come back at you here in a little bit. We'll see what we have done. Those are all nice and pretty clean. Well, kind of. I couldn't, you know, we're halfway there. Worked on this some today. Both those motors are rebuilt, resealed, ready to go. And yeah, I think we're going to leave this project here for a rainy day. You can put the sprockets back on and replumb the whole thing, and that can be ready to go back in the machine. But we're going to wait. Oh, but you'll just look at it. I mean, we did the work today. Worked on this today. Got a good chunk done. The windows all in. That fought us a little bit. Wasn't bad though. Seats all in. It's all cleaned up. And then your system's all in up top. So that's all cleaned. Put up there. No bungee cords holding it up anymore. And then we got your other controls here, which I'm really interested to see how this all works. Because I actually think I like it better than the new chipper, the newer chipper. But we'll figure that out later when we're running her, you know, putting wood through her. So, but it's clean. It's, I mean, it's looking really good. So it's dark in here. But yeah, I'm interested to see what works, what doesn't work, how everything works. Actually has a fuel gauge in this. The new chipper don't even have a fuel gauge in it. But yeah, that'll be interesting to see if that works. But the cab is like just about done. So what only thing we need is the windows, and those are getting sent out tinted tomorrow, which I said. So that'll be a couple days. I can go and put my gaskets in there, but we'll probably leave this off from the machine till we get the windows back, just because it's easier to put the windows in the ground than 15 foot up in the air. So I will wait on those. Yeah, the front window turned out nice. I mean, turned out real nice. Things just looking like the bomb. So we'll get we'll wait to get the windows, then we can set this back on the machine. That unit's all done. Tinted windows are going to be the cat's meow for that thing. So tomorrow's project, me and Brian just got done discussing tomorrow's plan. Power wash the chipper off real quick because there was some mud on it. Tomorrow's plan is going to start rehosing this side here. This is all done. That's all new. And we'll start here and work our way that way. This here's not a whole lot to do. We're going to rip the hydraulic cooler off, which it seems rather small. I'll talk to Mike maybe. I don't know if that should be bigger than that. I mean, that's a lot going on. I was talking to Brian about that real quick. A bigger one or adding another one. What was what we were talking about. But this right here is going to be easy to do as far as hoses. Once you jump up into here, this is going to be a little more work. So we'll start here, get warmed up, get everything rolling, and then get into this mess. It's going to be a lot of work here, but it's not the end of the world. It's just going to be one hose at a time. That's how it's going to work. And then as you can tell, you get into there. There's a lot in there, and then that don't compare to that right there. So there's plenty of hosing to do done on this chipper yet. There's a lot of work to be done, but we're gonna take off and start rocking it tomorrow. Weather's nice. Like I said, that's why I said about the one yoke in there. Is the one yoke in there you can do when it's raining out or whatever. If we got a good nice day out, takes about 3 guys to really get things going. So we can get 3 guys on this. Yeah, that's about minimal is what you want is 3 guys. You could have 4 guys even doing it. Kind of discuss, like, should we splice these long hoses that go all the way back to here? And me and Brian both said no. just because due to the fact that them look like original hoses, which will have about 12,000 hours on them. So there's really no point in splicing them if they hold up good. You know what I mean? A couple of them might be changed out, but they seem to hold up real well. So look at that there. So yeah, we will probably leave those long. And we will go tomorrow. We're going to put out hundreds of foot of hydraulic hose. So a lot of questions. Everybody's always asking. Everybody's asking, John, isn't it cheaper just to buy a whole new chipper rather than try to rebuild this one? That's what everybody's asking me. I mean, all over. And I don't want to talk about it on here. You know, how much we paid for this and how much it's cost for the rebuild. What's a new one cost? So therefore, if you see me out in public, you can ask me and I'll tell you. But I don't really like to discuss it on here. You know what I mean? So therefore, if you see me in like the end of the month or something, running around in another state, then you can ask me there, and I can tell you, I'll give you a lot better ballpark of what's going on, and explain the process. And yeah, but I don't know if you can see right now because it's really dark in here, but therefore, there's definitely a system what we're doing. This is you can't even see it, the Ford that's getting rebuilt firewood truck. A lot of questions on that. So here's the trick. Real dark video. Mike's brother owns a junkyard, multiple junkyards. So therefore, we get stuff like this in. So we can kind of do research and get stuff that we're looking for. That's where this truck come from. That's where the other service truck, the Chevy service truck, came from. And then that's kind of how it works. So it's not like we wrecked it, or we have a place to buy them wrecked, very reasonable for Mike's brother. So that's why we get these things in, and we fix them up in here and get the frame straightened and yada yada yada. Just keep rolling, everybody, and we're going to keep rebuilding this chipper one day at a time. And when it gets done, it's going to put out a lot of wood. But if you see me around, make sure and ask.